Greetings and salutations. Welcome to the Citadel of NewChurch. I'm your host, Captain, here to go over some attacks from the first round of the International Clan War League. Just a reminder, I will be taking certain liberties to change some names, so I won't butcher or slaughter them. With that out of the way, let's get into the recaps. But as you can see, Alba really didn't quite get off the ground. They were having problems getting things rolling while we were just banging on all cylinders, knocking everything out of the park. We had swag 11s, swag 10s. So well done to us. And Alba, you could take a chance on me, but Mamma Mia, it wasn't pretty. But with that said, as I said, we had some swag 11s and some swag 10s, so not too many six-packs this war. We have Dwayne there at number 14. We got Henrietta at 15. Dracula at number 19. We got the Wizard of Oz there at 22. And Insync at 24. Getting into the recaps, let's start with number 3. And Herbie knocking this one out with the basic bitch. The thing with this attack, it was almost a work of art. Herbie has the ram almost go the entire length from 6 to 12. The only reason why he does it is because he pops the ram early to make sure that he can keep the troops rolling. So he's got the giants trickling in, trying to soak up some of the damage. The ram's going to come in at 6, start beating on this wizard tower, making its way to the inferno. The freeze was just maybe that half tile off that the eagle is. So he didn't quite get that one, but with this next freeze, he's going to freeze the loon inside the poison with the eagle, hits the tome, and then right when the tome is about to expire, the loon does drop, so nobody gets that splash damage. The troops that did stay outside over by the 9 o'clock area were MVPs as well. They help everything on that side of the base keep moving forward. He still has a jump in the bag as everybody's marching towards the 12 o'clock. Freezes the inferno so the ram can beat that wall. King is still up. Drops the jump finally at 12 o'clock. I think he probably could have held on to it because the way that this BK rolls back over to the inferno seemed like he would have saved it. But needless to say, everybody's going to start trickling over there by 1:30. That probably could have been the perfect place for the jump. But again, that's me being nitpicky in hindsight. Like I said, everybody there by 9 o'clock is tanking enough for that cannon as well as soon-to-be buildings on the outside. The queen wants to bounce out for those builder huts, but with these skeletons, she's going to bounce right back in towards 12, removing the wizard towers and the archer tower that she could reach. Over here by 1:30, the thing that happened, if you didn't notice it, was the skeletons targeted the storage. The wizard tower one-shotted them, and then those witches and bowler got sniped. Sucks to be them, but as the queen finally gets out of the jump at 12 o'clock, she's going to take out that cannon, helping kill this high HP storage and town hall. Speed this up. Boop. Taking a little time, but the skeletons finally do get back up in front. The Grand Warden becomes the new tank once these troops are slowly expiring. The queen says, "Oh no, he's my BFF. You ain't going to do that to me today." And then the cannon goes down. So well done to Mr. Herbie. And for our next hit, we're going to do number 4 with Engelbert Humperdinck. For this attack, he's going to do the Electron. The only thing he's truly after at this point is removing those defenses from 6 to 7. If he can get all of them, great. If not, oh well. He's going to do the Sui BK there at the gold storage, as well as the queen directly behind. He was hoping to trigger that one lone hog at the wizard tower to hit that tornado trap that's between the wizard tower and the archer tower at 5 o'clock. Unfortunately, with the path that he took, he didn't quite get it, so all in all, still good to go. He does get the skeleton trap, even though for an air hit, it doesn't matter. Gets the wizard tower down. The blimp's going to go for the disco instead. Just going to ride out the storm. He drops the rage to make sure that everything's going to be good to go. And then the cloners. Everybody's going to slowly start slinking their way over to that expo, cannon, and wizard tower. The eagle gets a couple drops, but not enough to kill it. The electro dragon, on the other hand, does survive. He's going to be the one that takes out the eagle and some of those skeletons that kind of eat up a little bit of that time. But he's going to start slowly doing his Lalo, coming in from 4 o'clock, counterclockwise. Dropping a couple hasting behind to make sure that these air defenses that are all still up at this point go down a little bit quick. A couple of these loons, we're going to try to go over to the Eagle, but the Electro Dragon actually takes care of it, so they're going to path right back into the Expo. When he hits the Tome, he's got enough pop still floating in there, so they're going to take out the Archer Queen. And then they're slowly making their way over by 10 o'clock. He's going to try to do a back-end loon onto the Grand Warden. Unfortunately, he will also bite the dust. And then all these loons right there going to the Hintezla Wizard Tower are going to, unfortunately, go the wrong way so that the Grand Warden's going to snipe off some of these cleanup minions. Not that it's a problem. He still has a plenty over there by 12 and 130 slinking their way over. The Red Bomb almost finishes off the loons. So the Grand Ward is trying to pick them off one at a time. But again, he's got so many pups. And then from here on out, simple cleanup. Boop, boop. So well done to Mr. Engelbert Humperdinck. And for the next one, we're going to go to number 10 with Oingo Boingo. Oingo Boingo is going to do minor at Town Hall 10. I like to pretend that they were dead at this level and they're only becoming a thing back in towards 11 and 12 because of the tornado trap. But, hey, he proved me wrong. So he's going to try to drop the giant for a little tankage, I thought. I'm not quite sure what he was after. So the king is going to start working his way. The collector, I think he was hoping that the king wouldn't bounce back towards that collector gold mine right there. So the queen's going to start sniping on the outside. She's also going to try jumping on the inside. The ram's going to be another one of this MVPs where he's going to make it damn near the whole way. The only reason why it pops is it seemed like he's the one that triggered it more than anything else. So all these miners, even if they're on the high hit points, is enough to keep this loon moving. Enough where they can't drop anything, so he just dies all to himself. The king is still on the heal, so he's getting healed as well. The ram is still going into that compartment, hitting the giant bomb. Getting the back end heal there by 12 o'clock. And I think the ram takes out the Expo right before he pops. Yep. Close. And then the queen does target the hound, unfortunately, but at this point, he's got so many miners up that it's just basically clean up at this point. So well done to Mr. Oingo Boingo. And then we're going to go to number 11 with Elvira. Elvira is going to be doing an AQ charge Hoggy attack. I can pretend to be Clash with Ed and do his old-fashioned Hoggies! Yay! But I like to call them bacon strips because they just strip your base with one hammer swing at a time. They're the bacons. You cannot touch them. So the BK is going to set the final down there by 4:30. Going clockwise, the queen's going to take out the storage, then go to the Archer Tower. She bounces down to that air defense and then goes back up to that gold storage. A little bit of a, is she or is she not going to walk? He gets the wall breaker kill. So basically he's just going to ride out the storm. He triggers the ability rather than burning a rage because he knows he needs that in the core itself. So slowly but surely, rages the queen to speed this little process up. Healer's finally getting range. He's going to drop the poison for the skeletons, the BK, and the Archer Queen. When the CC finally gets in too, I think it peters out by then. I did find this funny. The BK didn't quite get a swing at her, so the Expo is still up. But with the rage on her, he's still good to go. Wacko Rakers come in for the second layer. And then from here, he drops the second poison. Those troops are basically meaningless at this point. She's going to walk in, removing those bomb towers so the hogs can keep moving from 12 o'clock counterclockwise. Has the ram over there by 9 o'clock to soak up that Inferno Tower. The queen finally does drop. So the healers are going to jump right there to the hogs. The air sweeper actually keeps the... It seemed like they were keeping the healers off the hogs, but in actuality, keeping them out of range of most of those defenses. So when they do go behind again, look at them. They're almost green even outside of the heals. And with the amount of hogs up and the healers on them, at this point, the skeletons aren't really doing much of anything. So from here on out, it's another cleanup. Boop, boop. So very well done to Elvira. And then we're going to do number 12 with Henrietta. And the thing that Henrietta likes to do the most in this clan is dragon attacks, which we love as well, because it just seems like it's a mastered plan. Nothing ever goes wrong. Everything is perfect, except for maybe a sweet kiss and a hug from them, but that's besides the point. He does the Electron, gets the loons off, takes out the air defenses. The dragon's going to come up, take out the wizard tower and that storage. Even outside the poison, removes both the CC and then keeps staying up to remove all the trash buildings there by 10 o'clock. As that Electro is taking out the CC, he's going to drop the heroes over there by 2 o'clock to remove some of those trash buildings and defenses so everybody's nice and funneled in, going towards that Inferno Tower. Even if the BK walks into that range, he's going to just pop the ability and bounce right back out. Starts funneling the dragons there at 12 o'clock to make sure that they go into that nice funnel directly into the Archer Queen compartment. The AQ is going to have to start walking from the 2 o'clock counterclockwise. Pops the ability to make sure that the Wizard Tower goes down. She is in range of the X-Bow. Takes it out. And then gets right back out of the range of the Inferno Tower. With the Rage at 12 o'clock, removes the enemy Archer Queen. And then these dragons save his own Queen with that Rage. And then again, they save the Queen with taking out this loon before she gets much shots on it. She tries to do the favor of trying to save the dragons over there with that Inferno Tower, but she doesn't get that wall. She jumps to a different one. I'm not sure why, but needless to say, like right there, last shot, and jumps over to a different wall. But no, he's still got a Hound. He's still got loons. Still got 3 dragons up. So the Hound does pop before the air bomb gets him, so he has pops. The Wizard Tower is trying to do a number on these loons, but with the Queen finally getting that wall open, she takes the 2 shots at the Inferno Tower, and it was a GG. And then for our next attack, we got number 17 with the Wizard of Oz. The dear old wizard's going to be doing an AQ walk into the Hoggers! Yay! So the Queen's going to be dropped down there at 4:30. She's going to be walking clockwise. She's going to take a little bit of time getting over there. Wizard at 3 o'clock getting rid of those trash buildings. Speed this up because she really does take her time. Healer's behind her, so they're not supposed to be getting picked off, but she angles it just enough that when she finally does engage the enemy Queen, it's 3 shots. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, the air defense does take 2 shots, but it's enough to keep the healers alive. Poisons the CC. He does freeze them. I don't think it was necessary. It was kind of a swag freeze, so it doesn't really matter. So the witch goes down. The Queen's going to keep walking clockwise. The wizard's going to help her keep pushing forward. And then it's just a wall of bacon coming at them. So hopefully they're not vegan because, yeah. These hogs just start dominating the BK over there by 11 o'clock, tanking that Wizard Tower and cannon. The Golem that was over there by 1:30 was tanking that enemy BK. He's sprinkling heals where he thinks the giant bombs were supposed to be. But at this point, he's got so many hogs and AQ ability. It was just smashed. He does smoke that double giant bomb there by 11 o'clock. So outside of the heal, it would have been bad, but he did have it directly on top, so he was okay. Skeletons try to pick off his hoggers, but then they're going to jump into the core, general cleanup, and then well done for him. For our next attack, we got number 19 with Dracula. He's going to do Sui Lalo over here by 9 o'clock. He's going to drop the giant to trigger the CC and take their attention, while the king and queen and the baby dragon take out the town hall. Right when the giant dies and everybody's going to start coming over to the BK, the town hall drops. Our baby just basically gets 4 shots off on theirs, and then he helps remove the skeletons to keep the king nice and healthy. The king's barbs keep running in front of him, so he's going to backtrack over to the archer queen. Unfortunately, he doesn't get the wall down in time, but the queen does have the time to get over. Locks onto her, 3 quick shots. She's dead. Queen's going to take out these 2 archer towers, and then she's going to slowly but surely start going clockwise. He's going to drop a couple loons there by 10 o'clock to take out that archer tower. The queen was still up, so they're going to target the mortar, and that's when he starts his Laloon. He's going to start trickling in some haste to make sure everything starts collapsing on those air defenses in time. The queen, just enough not to live through this. That would have been nice for her to get all that trash buildings over there. He's going to drop the rage on those 2 expos. So even though they're fighting that air sweeper, they're just going to overpower it. 1 shot, and then it comes right back to the air sweeper, takes it out. Drops a haste, making sure that all these loons are going on top of those air defenses as they're popping the hounds. Still has a haste, still has a heal, so he's just going to make sure the first of the 2 wizard towers left goes down. Drops the heal, so as everybody collapses onto that wizard tower, they're fully healed. And it's just clean up from here on out. So, well done to Dracula. And for our last attack, we got number 22 with Insync. Truth be told, we did have a base very similar to this one, but with minor changes to it. And it was the one that they had the dip on of all the bases. Although they did come close, it was a 99% that they had, so it wasn't like it was just out of reach, but it kind of was. Anyways, he's going to do an AQ charge into a Volk attack. Baby's going to be doing some nice cleanup work there by 9 o'clock. BK is going to be dropped there by 1 o'clock to help funnel for this queen and the Velks. Pops the BK ability so that way he keeps moving. Nobody has to jump out. And with the way that this enemy queen jumps into this area, it makes the Velks go into the core. So they just completely decimate it. Double poisons the CC. The queen following behind has the perfect opportunity to be sniping that baby down, so it's nothing of an issue. Does the rage and heal right on that core. He's got hogs coming over there by 9 o'clock. Unfortunately, with this giant bomb and skeletons that trigger, he doesn't get that compartment down. But with the queen abilities still up, the Velks still up, bowlers behind, he's going to completely decimate. They're going to go towards the 3 o'clock, leaving the hogs at 9 all to themselves. But they were basically tanking to make sure that all those Velks, bowlers, and everybody get out of the range, so that way when the queen does break the wall over there by 1:30, she's going to take out the wizard tower and the Tesla. So when everybody does try to come back over to the 9 o'clock compartment to remove the expo, it is, as we call it, a sexy hit. So yeah, the solo healer basically keeps the queen almost at full health, which was pretty nice. Queen does her 3 shots and the expo is down. Okay, I lied, 4 shots. The Velks break the wall, but right when they do, the bowlers actually get the town hall, or not the town hall, the builder hut. And very well done to Mr. Insync. Yeah, just as a recap, very well done for our clan. I wish we could say the same for the enemy of ABBA, but they just couldn't get it together. The momentum was lost, and they kind of just accepted their fate and let it go. So, with that out of the way, hopefully you guys have a nice Thanksgiving, and I'll see you on the next one.